Feeling sorry for yourself gets you 0% closer to where you want to be. It does not move you even a fraction of a centimeter closer to your goals. You can sit there and feel sorry for yourself, or you can go get a win. You can be pissed off that something didn't go the way you planned. That's totally fine. But the way you respond to it is by saying, you know what? I'm pissed off that that happened, but I'm gonna get closer to my goals anyway. I'm gonna do something to move the needle anyway. And you know what? You're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel way better than if you just sat there feeling sorry for yourself. So if something doesn't go the way you plan, go take action. Go get a win somewhere else. While everyone you don't want to be is sitting there crying about what happened, you're out there already building momentum again.
Life is hard. Everything worth doing is hard. There is no easy path. Everything worthwhile is hard. You're no longer spending energy looking for this easy way. You're no longer being disappointed because the easy way didn't work. There is no easy way.
You are going to regret not taking the hard road sooner. I know you have big ambitions and you want to do these big things, and that's great. But all those things that you don't want to do, all that work that you're avoiding is going to be the reason why you don't get there. What you fail to realize is that if you avoid the work, you avoid the result.
If you're gonna build anything great in your life, it's gonna be through fucking force. It's gonna be through complete, rigid dedication and discipline to move forward. And when the people come and they get in your ear and they say, take it easy, you're working too hard, you gotta learn to go with the flow, just know that if you listen to those people, you will be exactly like those people.
And every day, the same answer came back to me. Do you want to be on your deathbed knowing that you could, but you didn't? So why do you care about what people are thinking when they're not trying to go where you're trying to go?
What's gonna happen when you get to the end of your life, or you get to a time where this is over? You're gonna have the greatest poison in your soul. You know what that is? Regret. I wish I would have did more. I wish I would have been there more. And you will never live in peace by living in regret. So I want to tell all of you, when it comes to success, make sure you make it holistic.
I may not know now, but one day I will, you know, and that's what faith is at its core. I may not understand right now, but I trust that one day I will. And it's not my job to try to understand everything. It's my job to...
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Happy Sunday, Merry Christmas. Gold made a new high last week, so we got a new monthly high on gold. The new monthly high for gold is 4550.04. So we got the monthly high at 4550.04. We got the monthly low at 3925.79. Given a mid-month resistance of 4237.92. So the monthly and the weekly high right now is the same. So we got the weekly low at 4351.63. And the fifth here. So the weekly high, monthly high is 4550.04. Weekly low 4351.63. Giving a midweek. Hold on, let me adjust my line. So we got a midweek resistance area. Well, midweek level of support of 4450.84. So this looks as if gold is still in a buy trend. So we got gold still in a buy trend over the past one right here. It made a new high on a daily. So I'm gonna take it from right here, right at the beginning of the week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days here for the trend. We got it above the midweek level of support, above the mid-month. So we're gonna be looking for a buy here on gold. This is the last week of this year and the last week of the quarter. We will be starting a new month on Thursday. So Wednesday evening, Wednesday at 6 p.m., you're gonna see the new quarters candle. The first candle of the new year will be there at on Wednesday. So we're looking for a buy on gold here. Gold came into this order block here, but it's not time for it to. I don't get into gold until London session. So during London, I'm looking to take the buy around here. Gold, gold is likely gonna make a new high. Hold on. So I'm looking to take a buy and gold right around here in this area. Because I want gold to come down and retest this order block before you get in. So it's gonna be selling likely through the night, but during London we should see the pattern for entry for gold. Okay, we're gonna move on to US 30. Let me delete these. Oh, the US 30 also made a new month high, a new overall high on the US 30. So we gotta adjust the chart, but know that you're gonna be doing a new month candle on Wednesday at 6 p.m. So we got the monthly high at 48,879.8. think I already adjusted the 46,597. I might already adjusted it. $48,879.8 46,597.3. Yeah, I already did this. No point. So the weekly high is 48,242.3. It's the weekly low. Weekly high is 48,748.4. So we got the weekly high at 48,748.4 and the weekly low at 48,243.3. We got a midweek resistance of 48,495.9. So we have the 30 coming out of a daily order block here. That rejected the mid-month resistance area. Rejected the mid-month support right here. And it's headed for the high. That right there is the order block. That's where the market changed direction on a daily. So we got a buy trend for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days here. So I'm anticipating for the trend to continue. So it just made an entry pattern here on a 4-hour. And doji flat. But it's out of session. So for US 30, I see it pulling back. So yeah. So you see it pulling back and rejecting a weekly high on a 1-hour. So we'll be looking to take a buy on US 30. There. in this area, and it's heading for the high because we are closing out the quarter, so it might test that high anywhere between tomorrow and Tuesday. It may break this high.
Ask you a question.
Yeah.
Should I stay in that US 30 that I have right now?
No, I told you to close it out so that you could go on because it's coming back. Like, look. So US 30 is gonna pull back. You see?
It's not giving me that option, remember?
What, to close?
Yeah.
It should give you the option to close on first.
Right now or later on?
Well, once the market is open now, so you should be
Okay.
able to close on your trade.
Gotcha. Okay.
Since US 30, you see it's already starting to pull back on a 1 hour right here. If you wanted to pull back, because even when it comes down to retest this is a 1 hour order block right here. In this area. So when it comes down to retest, you want it to come down and pull towards your trend line for entry. And you don't want to enter before New York session. So even it don't gotta be exactly on the 10 a.m. candle, but if you see it making a pattern for entry or around New York open, you can enter in before 10 o'clock. But only if you see it making an entry pattern like on here, like you see it making an entry pattern on here. See, even here's a 30-minute order block right around the trend line. So that is like an area that you're looking at for interest for entry. So you see it making a pattern around here. After it open for New York, like 8:30, you can enter before the 10 a.m. candle. If you want to see that it's giving you entry confirmation because it's gonna pull back during this session. This is a Asian session. This is when the market pulls back. Don't go to Nas. So we got the high for Nas is 25,707.61. The weekly low is 25,385.36. So we got the weekly high at 25,707.61. We got the weekly low 25,385. 25,385.36. The midweek resistance. $25.
I'll go get it.
546. Got 49. Now I'm just setting up for a nice run. So we got Nas right here. Rejecting the weekly high. It's still within a buy trend. It has not broken the trend. It's still above the midweek support level of support. Here. But it's within this order block. We need it to break. So right here we got the weekly.
Oh. Come on, bigger.
Excuse me. Right here. You would need Nas to break above that monthly high. Here. It hasn't broken trend, so I'm looking for the buy to continue. Within New York session. Yeah. That's why I'm looking to take the buy for Nas. Around there. Right now we have Nas pulling back. I will look to take a buy like right around there. This would be a TP1. This here will be a TP2. TP1. TP2. And Nas. For Bitcoin. Delete these. Bitcoin need to go ahead and break already. Lagging right there. The weekly low for Bitcoin is 87,712.20. The weekly high is 89,284.91. So we got a weekly high of 89,284.91. Weekly low 87,712.20. Given a mid-week resistance of 88,498.56. We got an entry pattern on the daily for Bitcoin showing, indicating a change of direction here. But we also got this consolidation that we want Bitcoin to break out of right here. We need Bitcoin to break this high. It has not came and retested up this high right here. And that's the high we're looking for Bitcoin to do. But we do got an entry pattern here on the daily. So this is indicating that Bitcoin is going to be buying here. But this is consolidation. I wouldn't hold it for a long time.
Is the entry point the doji and the flat?
Yeah, that's the entry point right here. Look, it made an entry, opened up with an entry today. It's showing us entry right here on the doji and the flat. We got it on this candle that just opened up.
Okay.
You see?
Yes.
Doji flat right there.
But you see, I recognized it from what you showed me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we got the entry pattern here on the daily, and we got it on the 4 hour. So I will wait for Bitcoin to come back a little for entry. Like let it retest this the midweek level of support here. You don't really see much movement in Bitcoin till around London session, so I will wait till around London to enter into Bitcoin. But we did get an entry pattern already. Just see if you get a pullback entry.
What time does the London session start? Like, what's the time frame between the London session?
London opened up at 3 a.m. So during London would be when you see the most movement from when you'll see Bitcoin really start to move. Like if we already got the anticipation that is gonna buy right here with the entry pattern. But we also have a sell order block here that we needed to break. So we want Bitcoin to push by past that. Here. And we've been having a lot of consolidation on Bitcoin. So it's giving us the pattern for entry like it's gonna push. And we in the last quarter of the month, the last week of the fourth quarter. So I will look to buy on Bitcoin. Definitely look to buy Bitcoin right around here. We got an entry pattern on a daily. Last time we had an entry pattern on a daily, it bought for 1, 2, 3 days. So when we see that pattern on a daily, it moves each time. And the high of the consolidation is the mid-month anyway. So this would be where you want to hold it towards. All right. So I will look to end to end. Look to take a buy on Bitcoin. I would look to take a buy here on Bitcoin. This is the high of that consolidation. Here, that's what we're looking for it to break. So you can hold Bitcoin up into that 94 area. So you could take positions when you get an entry on a pullback. When it pulls back a little, let's pull it back now. It don't even look like it's going to continue. But this is the overall where I'm looking for it to go. This would be your first profit within this 4-hour order block. This is a weak order block. This order block is weak. We ain't got like no strong candles that came out of here. So you can likely see a push past that for Bitcoin. So look for buy movement on Bitcoin. We got an entry pattern on a daily and on a 4-hour. And that's where the order block is, the daily order block is anyways up here. So let's for a buy on Bitcoin. Go hold it to the overall high. They'll likely hit this high probably before this week is out. It's gonna hit that high. You might see some rejection around here, but this order block is kind of weak. Like you don't see no momentum candles that came out of this order block right here. So it pushing past this is kind of likely. Just looking at the candles that came out of it, it's like no strong engulfing candles or anything came out of this order block. So we will look for it to push past this $90,000 area right here on Bitcoin. And that entry, that pattern that pushed out of it is strong. That buy is gonna go. So just a quick recap. I'm looking to take buys on gold in this area. Gold has been making new highs, but I'm looking for gold to come and retest this order block here on a 4-hour and enter during the 6 a.m. candle here. So London opens at 3, but I look to enter and go on that 6 a.m. candle. It kind of tells me which way the market is going to move around that candle. So I find that has been my best entry point on that 6 a.m. candle. For US 30, also looking for a buy. For US 30, we do got it pulling back right now because we are in Asian session, and during Asian session, the market pulls back on indices. So we're looking for it to pull back towards our entry and you look like likely to see which way the market is moving during New York. I got it marked for the 10 a.m. candle, but you can enter before 10 a.m. during New York, as long as it's within New York session. If you see the entry pattern before New York session, during New York session, if you see that once it opens in New York, you will be safe to enter. And Bitcoin gave us a definite entry for a buy.
My question is question.
Yeah.
All right, so my question is how are you knowing how long to hold the trade? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You got the entry, I understand the entry point, but how do you know how long you holding the trade?
I'm holding the trades based off of these markings here. So based off the highs. So I'm knowing how long to stay in the trade because I'm taking it to the previous level of resistance here. So this is the weekly resistance. This is the monthly resistance. So that's how I know how long to hold it. If it breaks this entry here, the weekly resistance, I can hold it to the monthly resistance. But with gold making new high, gold is something you will hold and leave what's called a trailing stop, meaning you leaving a stop, keep moving your stop on your trade because it's making new highs. It hasn't given an indication of how high it's gonna go because each week it keeps making new highs. But with US 30, we're anticipating it to retest this monthly high here. That's how I know how long to hold it because I'm looking for it to retest the monthly high because we're ending out the month. So it's likely going to retest the monthly high, being that we're getting ready to end out the month, end the quarter. It might actually break this high.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and conclude the call. Y'all got y'all entries and the times for us to go ahead and get into these trades. Now, like I was telling y'all before, Blue Guardian does have a competition going on that's free to enter. Okay, it's a good way to practice on an account because it's a no cost entry, so it's no cost to enter into the competition, and it gives you 100K on if you. The first prize for the competition is $300 plus 100K account. So you'll be able to, upon completion of the account, upon completion of how much you can make on that 100K account, that's how they're determining the winner. So the first prize is $300. I think the second prize is $200. They have prizes all the way from first place to 25th place, to where you're able to win a free prop account for Blue Guardian. So it's a good way to practice on an account where you're not taking any risk, and it's also a good way to test your skills, okay? With no cost to you. It's not no cost to you to test your skills on this challenge. So they got a challenge that's currently going on for December, and they got a challenge that's going to end out and that starts in January 1st. So they got a challenge that starts in January that you can enter, and you're going to be using a 100K account to trade with. Okay, and it's how much you can make on the account, like how much you can grow the account by, and they determine the winner by the closeout of that. Okay, so I'm gonna drop the link for Blue Guardian in the group after the call, and I'm gonna have the call posted up within like the next couple of hours, likely before London session. All right, y'all, over and out. Let's get this bread, y'all.